Hi, I'm Kat and welcome to Kat's Cooking Corner. Today we are making chicken Alfredo. We're going to make this dish in two parts. First part is cooking the chicken and then the second part will be the pasta and sauce. There are many ways to prepare your chicken for chicken Alfredo. The way I'm going to do it today is in the crock pot. I unfortunately forgot to thaw my chicken. So this way, this will take care of that problem. It'll help it to thaw faster while it's cooking and everything will be good. So what we will need is some chicken broth and some Italian seasoning mix. You just want to open up our crock pot. And pour the chicken in. And cover it with the chicken broth. You'll use probably about, this is what they call the family size in the Great Value brand. So it is 48 ounces, so you'll use about 24 ounces, about half of it. And then we're just going to pour a good amount, probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning in. Put the lid on, turn it on high. And then after about an hour, we're going to check it and make sure that the chicken is actually thawing and getting, that it's doing what it should do. But we will check it. If it is thawed, then we will continue from there. Just a little break here with my fat cat outlaw. Yes, he weighs 20 pounds. He is a biggin. But he is my boy. He's my grandpa cat now. He is, let's see, born in 2017. 6 years old? Yeah, you're 6 years old, boy. He is a sweetheart. He's my baby. He has a lot of health issues, unfortunately. Have to keep an eye on him, keep antibiotics on hand for him. He has problems with his eyes. He needs surgery, but I can't get that done right now. But he is my big boy. Okay, after about an hour, hour and a half, we're going to check our chicken. Make sure that it looks like it's thawed and everything seems to be doing good. And it has thawed. It's not cooked, which is good. So now we're going to take a sharp knife, a fork, something, and we're just going to kind of poke holes in it. This way, it will actually absorb more of the flavor. Kind of stir it around and just get it all tenderized. There. Now, I'm also going to take and add some garlic powder, if I can find my garlic powder. Okay. Someone has used my garlic powder and not returned it. Get down, Fortuna. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of celery salt in. Not a lot, just a touch. That's why I don't like other people being in my kitchen. So I am missing my garlic powder. Ideally, I would add some garlic powder to this too and give it a little bit of garlic flavor. I don't know. Okay, so we're done here. Just go ahead and put the lid back on and let it finish cooking. Okay, once your chicken is finished cooking in the crock pot, then you go ahead and turn it down to warm, or if your crock pot doesn't have that setting, turn it off. Either way, it's done. So we're just going to leave it setting here until we're totally ready for it. Now, we're going to start the pasta and the pasta sauce. So for this part, you will need olive oil, butter or margarine, parsley, heavy whipping cream, chicken broth, Parmesan, and about 4 cloves of garlic, as well as your fettuccine noodles. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to prep our garlic. So, get this peeled. Okay, then I always cut the little ends off. Getting a little tongue-tied here. Then we're going to mince these up. Of course, you want to be very careful not to cut your fingers. Okay. And once it's all minced, once we have our garlic minced, we're going to take our stock pot or, large cooking pot, and we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Turn the heat to about a medium high. And try to coat the pan. And then we're going to take our minced garlic and put it into the pan. And we're going to cook the garlic for about 2 minutes. Okay, after about 2 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. This time I'm using margarine, and of course the package has little marks so you know how much is a tablespoon. And we are going to stir it constantly until the butter melts. Okay, once the butter's melted, then we need to add our chicken broth. Now you can either use fresh chicken broth that hasn't been used in anything yet, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use part of the chicken broth off the chicken I cooked earlier. So we need a total of 3 cups of chicken broth. Ooh, that's a wee bit warm. So I got 2 cups of chicken broth off the chicken. And then I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of just fresh, straight up chicken broth. And we want to get this to boiling. Since I used the chicken broth off the chicken that I cooked earlier, I don't have to add the salt and pepper. But if you're just using straight up chicken broth that hasn't been used before, you'd want to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and about 1/8 teaspoon of salt to it. So we're going to wait for this to boil. Okay, once it starts to boil, then we'll be ready to add our pasta. And like I said before, I never break up my pasta. So I'm going to drop it in. Uh-oh. Oh, great. Not good. Hopefully that doesn't catch fire. Okay. Because I can't get it out from under there. So just put your dry pasta in and kind of work it down into the broth. It might take a little while to get all of it down in there. There's actually not a lot of broth in here. And you don't want to add too much. I mean, you can add more if you need to cover the pasta. But you don't want to add too much because you don't drain this. That goes in with the cheese sauce and the cheese and all here in a little bit to make the sauce. And if you have too much broth, then it will make it very watery. So, get all of the pasta down in there. Get all down in the water, the liquid, and let it cook for however long your pasta says to cook. I believe on fettuccine, let's see, 10 minutes. So I'm going to let this cook for 10 minutes now. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes actually now. And yes, I had to add more chicken broth because the pasta was getting dry and starting to stick. It's one thing, with this recipe, you want to watch it. You want to keep an eye on it. If it starts to get too dry, starts to stick, then you will want to add more broth. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. and a 6-ounce bag of shredded Parmesan cheese. Not being cooperative today. We're going to stir this together and coat the pasta. Still have it on the heat so that it will melt down the cheese. And then we need 1 tablespoon of dry pepper flakes. Kind of mix it all together. And we'll turn off the heat. Finish mixing this. I'll make sure our pasta is well coated and the parsley is blended in. And it will be very, very cheesy. Thank you for watching today's episode of Kat's Cooking Corner. If you would like to see more recipes, please subscribe.